Necesitamos estampillas.
Close enough.
You are now tuned in to your number one radio station.
Violent people.
Radio.
Hey there, folks. Welcome to Violent People Radio, episode number 20. I am one of your hosts, Sam, and with me, per usual, Dan Rice. Dan, how you doing?
Fantastic, man. Ready to get into it.
Are you ready to talk some wrestling?
I've watched a bunch this week.
Wow, disgusting. And also, with us per usual, Chris. Chris, how you doing?
Hello, I'm Chris.
You're older this time.
I am feeling 30. I'm feeling flirty. And I'm feeling grapply.
Well, I don't know if I like that last one, but...
Yeah, I said it and I didn't feel good about it either. We can... Dan, cut that out. I know you're always, like, cutting things out and editing things.
The bar to cut stuff out is way different than that.
I didn't listen to last week's episode. Did you put Freebird?
At the very end for a full 10 minutes.
All right, perfect.
That is why it's technically our longest episode ever.
I listened to a good chunk of the episode. I didn't make it to the end.
That's like a little test. If no one brings up Freebird, they didn't listen to the episode.
Tim brought up Freebird. And
Yeah.
now, since
Well,
we're
that freak
talking,
always listens.
yeah, now that we're talking about it, the goose is loose.
Or I edited all this out.
Wow.
I don't know.
That'd be a lot of effort that you always are up to do. So, excited for that. It's been a busy week. I don't know about you guys. I'm feeling blasted.
You're
It's only
blasted right now?
Tuesday. Oh man, that's exciting.
Yeah, when it comes to Violent People Radio, you really got to be on your A game. If you're not blasted, what are you doing?
I got Zenin.
Are you zenning?
I'm Zenin, brother.
Oh, you didn't tell me you're zenning. Okay. Off the bat of the episode, I want to mention that going forward, Tanner is taking a step back from Violent People Radio and Violent People and kind of the active admin role here. He'll still be hanging out in the Discord. We wish him luck and happy that he is doing well. But our mental illness will not stop. So us three will carry on and move forward. But wanted to mention that up front since I know he's been missing for the past few weeks. So wanted to say something there. So who's the top hot dog eater on the pod now?
I had 2 hot dogs yesterday.
I also had 2 hot dogs yesterday.
That's wild.
Congrats to both of you. You guys can be tied. I have had 0 hot dogs in the past week. So, you guys always eating hot dogs? What are you guys doing?
It's a pretty easy lunch.
It's pretty okay.
Being broke.
Yeah, that helps.
I do it.
I eat lunch with my brother-in-law a lot, and he loves hot dogs.
Ooh, does he ever eat a hot dog bowl?
Hot dog bowl?
Hot dog bowl.
I don't know what that is.
It's like a big bread bowl with hot dogs.
People aren't eating that.
Okay. Okay, if you say so.
You know, it's
Before I
just
need-
like a bread bowl, and you just like pour ketchup and mustard in it.
Yeah. Yeah, you get it.
I would knock that off any table I walked up to.
Don't knock it.
So I'm putting it in a bun with some mustard.
Yeah, I'm exclusively bunning it. I got to be honest.
Yeah, I'm bunning. Straight up bunning.
All
I
right.
just remembered I've seen this little. This is Tim Robinson bullshit.
You get it. You get it. Okay.
I was
I was
really
gonna say
concerned.
to
I'm like,
you,
what's going?
and I was
What's
like-
going on in New York State over there?
A lot's going on.
Tanner hacks into the call. He's like, "Okay, if we're gonna do hot dog talk, I'll still be on."
Yeah, truly. But we might not be doing more hot dog and geography talk for a little bit here. New bits will have to be established here by the three of us. Unfortunately, one of those bits seems to be we've all been watching wrestling the past week.
Ugh. Yeah.
Oh my god, that's terrible.
I don't know what's got into specifically you two, but I guess we can talk about that now. Dan, what have you been watching?
Well, should we start with the best running YouTube wrestling show in the world, JCW Lunacy?
Oh, absolutely, we should.
Because I know that I've watched episode 3 and 4, but I wouldn't discuss 3 last week, Chris. I wouldn't do it.
Thank you.
Not if you're not here.
Yeah, I listened to most of the podcast last week. And when you said you would not talk about it, I mostly listened to make sure you did not talk about.
That's
I
when
was like, this motherfucker better not talk about the Juggalos.
he
Without
turned it off. He's like, good, confirmed. I didn't know if you would watch episode 3 fully, much less 4, because James
because of
Ellsworth is
because of how episode 3 starts.
it immediately starts with Ultimate Ellsworth, who I imagine you hate just as much.
Maybe
not more. Okay,
Maybe more.
right? That's fair. Now, is Ultimate Ellsworth? I'm not keeping up on his career. Is that something? Is that a gimmick he's done before somewhere?
I'm
And
not
why?
aware.
Why would you do that?
So is it like an Ultimo Ellsworth situation? Is it like an ultimate
No, Ultimate.
muscle?
No. He's the
Ultimate.
Ultimate Warrior.
Oh, okay. I don't know why I didn't go there like first.
Yeah, because James Ellsworth doesn't have enough canceled energy, so he put on the ultimate warrior paint to really put him over the edge.
Another unproblematic wrestler, Ultimate Warrior.
It really was, though. It was like Chris would not confirm that he would keep watching the show, and then I put on episode 3 and it opens with that. I was like, well, there it goes.
Against
not
Brian
only-
Wallington.
Yeah, not only you start with that, but then it's like, we need to get back to the JCW we all love. We need to get back to episode 1. You get Alice Crowley versus Danny Moe rematch.
Again.
And I would say exactly as good as the first time.
Like, yeah.
You just...
You can't beat. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
And then also, very similar to something we've seen before, Congo Kong comes out with Eric Smalls, his little person manager, because Congo's big and he's little, and squashes a guy. And it's exactly what you've seen before. It's so awesome that they're 3 episodes in and they're already just recycling stuff over and over.
It's so cool. It's the best promotion in the world.
And then we get, this is what brings the people in, then we get Nick Gage versus Officer Colt Cabana. It's good because it's like Nick Gage is cooked, maybe in rehab, maybe being lured out of rehab by Circle 6, no one can tell. And
Or maybe
Colt
not Circle 6, but some like
7. Yeah, it's 7 now because they split off. That's so dumb. Facing Officer Colt Cabana in 2024. And it's the best matchup to this point, I gotta say. Yeah, I almost didn't make it through this episode. You get that. Then you get the Southern Six versus James Storms and the Brothers of Funstruction. And this is when I'm back in. Because this ruled.
Yeah, we love the Southern Six. We
Yes.
love James Storm. We love the Brothers of Funstruction.
Now, you might recall that when James Storms first appeared, I said, that's weird. Doesn't he team with those guys? So I might have been spoiling the future because, yeah, he does team with those guys in NWA, and he does here too when he turns on the Brothers of Funstruction. And there's really no reason any human should watch this hour of wrestling except me and Chris.
We gave you the skinny right now.
Yeah, you got it all. But I'm going to say this, Chris. How do you feel about this? Episode 4? Good.
Great. That's a great episode of TV. That's easily the best episode of TV JCW has run yet.
If this was episode 1, if episode 4 was episode 1, I'd be like, "Oh, this shit might be good." I don't know.
It starts with an awesome promo from the Brothers of Funstruction, shooting on James Storm.
They're pissed.
They're pissed that James Storm turned on them.
So they're so pissed they offer him a tag title shot.
Mm-hmm.
What you do when you're mad at people. But then you get a no. Then you start with Congo Kong versus Santana Jackson. Actually, a fun squash.
Yeah,
They start out with like Santana Jackson like coming out with the Thriller werewolf mask on, and I don't watch like shitty US indie wrestling as much as it seems like I do, so I don't know if that's a bit he does all the time, but it worked here. He takes control for 10 seconds, but then Congo Kong's big and he squashes him.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. And then next match is probably the best match in JCW Lunacy history.
100% is Madman Pondo versus Dmitry Alexandrov. And I love Pondo because he cannot bump or move. I guess you're right. He can't even move. And it somehow does not affect his wrestling at all. What move did he take here? He took a move here. I can't remember what it was. I should have written it down. Where he slow motion just like falls to his hands and knees and then rolls over. And I was like, that's a great bump. And then you get the rematch that we've all been waiting for. JCW heavyweight title match. Willie Mack versus Matt Cross.
The second time in 3 weeks.
And I did spoil this too. Eventually Matt Cross wins, but not here. Willie Mack beats him again. That means we're going to get this match again at some point. Because Matt Cross is currently, I believe, their champion in real time. It is exactly what you think 8 minutes of Willie Mack and Matt Cross is, because you've already seen it 2 weeks ago. Main event time.
7 minutes.
Oh, it's 7 minutes. Okay.
No, last time was 7 minutes. This time
we
is
get a
8
whole
minutes.
minute more. They're building. Matt Cross won't win until he gets like 10 minutes. When I watch, you might not believe this. When I watch this, I'm only half paying attention. It seemed like they treated James Storm. I don't know. At some point, he like whispered which member of Southern Six he was going to team with. Like it was like going to be a big reveal, but it can only be one of 3 people. It's Kerry Morton, and it really becomes like 4 versus 2, and James Storm and Kerry Morton are your JCW Tag Team Champions. But like this resembled an hour of professional wrestling.
Yeah. Great job to Insane Clown Posse. Good job, JCW, for first time in 4 weeks producing a television show.
Okay, I'm on the cage match, and for here, Willie Mack has another banger with Matt Cross. God, I miss Lucha Underground. This person is very generous. But yeah, what I'm saying to Sam, you might want to check in number 5.
I might want to check in at number 5.
You might jump in like episode 5.
All right, you watch it.
If it's another actual hour of professional wrestling, I want you to watch it. But since I started with stuff I stole from Chris, I will say that I watched AJ Gray versus Mad Dog Conley, and on the recommendation of Sam in the Discord, and it fucking ruled.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Like
where
really
did
good.
that happen?
PPW.
Paradigm
Pro. Like both of these guys hit really hard, but the grappling in the beginning was freaking awesome. Just weighing on each other. 100% check it out. And because I was watching PPW, I was like, well, let's see, because they have this card up for free on YouTube, and then there was a night 2 they also have up for free on YouTube. I was like, let's see if there's anything I want to watch here. And they have Alex Daniels defending his PPW Triple Crown against friend of the show, the Bev, Bobby Beverly. So I got to check that out. And it was awful. Alex Daniels was a pariah, like shunned from Cleveland and Ohio Indies, and he's back. And he does a lot of like the convention scene, I think is where it started, where he started dressing up as like Captain Kirk from Star Trek. But now he just does it on like regular pro wrestling shows where he's just wearing the Star Trek uniform for some reason. And the Bev might not be the best pro wrestler in the world, but he'll hit you hard, and it's really annoying when like he's laying him in, and then Alex Daniels, he just lightly tapping Bobby's shoulder, like as if like he's marking where I'm gonna hit you if we actually do the match for real. Like it's like a run through. This leads though to more AJ Gray, so I guess we're gonna get AJ Gray versus Bobby Bev at some point, because he runs in, hits his big lariat and his finisher, but this is a Bev match, so he kicks out. Alex Daniels picks him up, brainbuster to the bottom turnbuckle. Don't worry, he kicks out. They do some more stuff. Another brainbuster into the bottom turnbuckle. He kicks out. Then something happened, and somehow Alex won, but it just cracked me up. I was like, he kicks out of so much after the AJ Gray run-in that I don't know how this even leads to a match now, because I'm like, it doesn't seem like he cost you the match. It seemed like he lost it way after that. But PPW, keeping it real with the Ohio guys. And then this got me on a US indie kick. And I tried to watch Sean Henderson Presents, because I had Colby Corino versus Casey Kirk. And I really like that. There was a firecracker chop. Lots of big bumps. Colby Corino rocks, and Casey Kirk will let you kill her. But it does the thing that like a lot of these death matches do. And Chris, you're a deathmatch connoisseur. Why do all deathmatch wrestlers love a roll up as a finish? Because they just kill each other, and then they're like, nah, we're just gonna 1, 2, 3. She wins on like a victory roll.
Because it shows their wrestling intelligence.
Okay.
Beyond just hitting each other.
All right.
With
I don't follow
weapons,
but I'll take it.
That would be my interpretation of it.
It does seem like something where like they think you're gonna win when I like top rope powerbomb you through 4 tables, but no.
No, you're getting
the roll up,
brother.
You're getting rolled up. That show, what actually got me to that show is it has Jimmy Lloyd versus Jack Evans, which is like a walk-in brawl, and it's not going to change your life, but it's just really cool to see Jack Evans still being awesome and still being on US Indies. He takes like a cool spill to the floor, does a moonsault off a stage, just does Jack Evans shit. And, Jimmy Lloyd is a different boy.
Yeah, we fuck with the different boy.
Yeah. I mean, it got me to watch that show. The only other stuff I wanted to talk about is Drew Gulak. So I'm talking about AJ Gray being good. Drew Gulak also still good. He teamed with Tracy Williams to face the Batiri, which surprisingly has only happened once before on the first Wrestling is Fun event as the Colony versus the Batiri. I thought for sure those guys would have
no, those are different wrestlers.
Oh, shit. I don't. You're right. It says Drew Gulak and Tracy Williams. I'm saying the Colony. Those are different things completely.
Those are different wrestlers.
Yeah. It's a little too long, but it's really cool to see Gulak and Tracy Williams teaming again. And then the real match, Tim talked about this on the solo Q&T, but Drew Gulak versus Tyree Taylor. I don't really know Tyree Taylor that much. I know I've seen him in like a random CZW show a couple years ago, but he ruled, and this was the best match I watched this week. And everyone should go watch it. Like, Tyree Taylor's like this big 350 pound plus guy, and he's just using his big size and strength to counter all of Gulak's subs, and Gulak's being a bully and just selling really hard for him and letting Tyree throw him around. Tyree does a little too much of the I'm a big man, I got agility, I can do like enziguris and shit like that. But when he's not doing that, he's just, bear hugging Drew Gulak, or just like literally Gulak goes for the Dragon Sleeper and he just like shakes him off like a bear. This is on IWTV on some random Beyond show. Stone's Throw. People should watch this. It was really good. And that is most of the wrestling I watched I wanted to talk about.
I also watched the Tyree Taylor versus Drew Gulak match.
Oh, what'd you think?
Too fucking long.
It was a little long. It didn't bug me though.
It comes in about 18 minutes. I still think the match is good. I just think it's too long.
See, what's crazy about that is I'm looking it up now, and it's 3 minutes shorter than that tag match, but that tag match felt much longer. The Tyree match blew by for me.
I did not watch the tag match. You know what? Nor will I watch the tag match at the end of the day. But good. I don't know, man. How can I say it's good to see Drew Gulak wrestle again?
Oh, I have a question for you, Sam. I don't know. Maybe I should save it for the wacky line, but you said you wished there was a Chikara-esque promotion around today. And then people gave you ideas, and you said, no,
I said, all these fucking suck, guys. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, explain what you mean.
You know what? Maybe just a show with consequential booking to building to matches that I give a shit about. I guess just a well-booked indie is what I mean at the end of the day. But also running a bountiful amount of shows with also moments throughout the year I can look forward to. Like the Anniversario as like the big individual show. King of Trios as the big tournament spectacular. And Cybernetico as like big
Cybernetico.
Sort of tentpole match of the year.
Indies don't really have that. You're right. There's no that I can think of top of my head. Indies that are running where you're like, oh, this show's coming up. This is the big show where they do this.
Well, GCW has Tournament of Survival. It's got Nick Gage Well, maybe not Nick Gage Invitational anymore. It's
coming up. They're still calling it that.
Okay.
But that's the issue though, because what are the difference between those two shows?
It's got like the Cage of Survival. It's got Big Gay Brunch. It's got For the Culture. It's got Joey Janela Spring Break. It's got everything. It's got,
and it runs all the time, Sam.
It's running. It's running a lot.
It's probably running right now.
PTO was talking about how much GCW is running last week.
You know what? When you say all like this, GCW really is the successor to Chikara. You got it right. 100%. Not sure I didn't think about it that way.
I understand more. Now what you're saying makes sense, because I was thinking, I don't really think Sam wants the Chikara wrestling show, but you just want, like you said, a well-booked indie, which is almost an oxymoron. In November, there's a local promotion, not local, it's like almost 2 hours from me, like an hour 45, running a War Games match, two ring, steel cage over both of them, featuring Chance Prophet.
Chance Prophet, hell yeah, that's my boy.
Otherwise there's AIW with Absolution.
You can't even stream Absolution though this year, right? Like you can't stream their shows.
Oh yeah, true.
It just, if you're not in driving distance, they don't exist anymore.
going back. We're going back to the good old days, where you cannot watch the footage of the promotion.
I'll tell you what, it's going to be like a renaissance of AIW because a lot of their stuff sounds really good if you don't watch it.
Oh man,
Like this J-Lit lineup is not terrible.
Yeah, what are we gonna do without being able to watch Absolute Champion Chuck Stone?
See, that's the thing. Like, Jakarta's had just enough good wrestlers where it wasn't a dismal experience. Like, we joked that the Big Chuck Stone match, but that Chuck Stone is so bad that no big match you're building him up for has any value. Now I'm Googling J-Lit 2024. Just put in the chat. What is going on here? Tell me.
We got Tom Lawler versus Matt Mikowski in the first round. Slim J's in it. Colin Delaney. Delaney.
Dominic Garini's in it. Trey Lamar, Matthew Justice, Isaiah Broner, Jake Hager, Sam Holloway.
Hager's in it?
Yeah. All the stars.
All right.
Now I specifically skipped over like it also has, Tyson Riggs and Titus Alexander and Derek Dillinger.
Titus Alexander, the new AJ Styles. No,
some people are saying it. Some people are saying it.
No superstar, Titus Alexander.
This show features. Let me count how many people are in it. 16 Terry Funks. That's awesome. That's John Thorne knows how to book.
All right, that's interesting. It's interesting. It's like some of these promotions have like 2 out of the 5 pieces to success. Maybe one day they'll put it all together.
Okay, there's a night 2 or session 2. It's all in one day. I forgot, but show 2, Chuck Stone defending the title versus question mark. Who could they put in there that makes you want to watch that match, Sam?
No one.
Damn. All right.
Sorry, actually, the Duke. Get the Duke out there. I'm in. It doesn't take much.
Bishop squashing him in less than a minute and winning the title back.
I don't know what's going on with Josh Bishop. He's not on that show at all, as far as I know.
Where's he at?
I don't know.
Did he have a falling out with Booker Man?
I don't.
Honestly, Josh Bishop, his hair is like not even worth talking about. I can't respect.
Oh, he's hurt. He's hurt.
Ah, damn. Or he's working. Amazing Red versus Matt Cross in 2024.
That fucking rules. You're right.
Who's excited? Who's excited?
Here's the thing. I'm stupid. I would watch that. You got to put it on somewhere, though.
JCW superstar Matt Cross.
You think he'll bring his belt out?
Schrodinger's champion.
Well, he's probably not allowed to bring the belt out because it hasn't aired yet.
Yeah.
Kayfabe. What about you, Chris? You watch any wrestling this week?
Allegedly, I watched some Lucha Libre from the month of July.
I don't believe it.
Neither do I, really. So first off, I do want to say we talked about it a little bit. Last week was my birthday. I wasn't on the show. Thank you for everyone who wished me happy birthday on the Discord and such. I appreciated all of the love. I love all of you guys back. I filled my heart with joy. I've been really burnt out lately. You might be able to tell from the fact that I haven't had Lucha Roundup and such, and haven't talked much wrestling lately. And so I was just like, how do I get back into this? And I was just like, maybe I shouldn't start with IWRG cards and go in. let's find out what Pandemoniums versus Pigs match is the good one this month. So I keyed in on some shows from July that were like, all right, these probably have some very good wrestling on them even. And first I watched I'm going to focus in on matches that I thought were good, but I are going to be firmly in the honorable mentions section when I do get this written up. Don't have a date on it soon yet, but it will be soon. I fucking swear to you. From ERLL, Charles Lucero and Gringo versus Los Traumas in a tag match. Just some really fun Yave stuff. Really fun match if you're looking for a really solid technical bout with some veterans. I watched the entirety of from July 7th, the Zona 23 anniversary show. I imagine most people who were interested in that show have seen it already, but top to bottom, that's a really fun show. And I'll tell you right now, Macaro versus Paimon, the main event, the Apuestas match. I will be saying more about that in the future. But the rest of the card, very fun. There's a 4-way tag. It's Epitafio and Leviathan versus Gallego and Mr. Condor versus Joe Lider and X-Fly versus Ovet Jr. and Toxico. That's extremely sick and extremely fun. It's your classic junkyard, just fuckfest tag. There's a singles with Cyclope and Flystar that I had an absolute hoot with, that they're just rolling around in the glass. The other Los Macizos singles with Miedo Extremo and Osiris is not quite as good, but it is still very fun. Like, I think the only matches that I would say, hey, maybe you can skip these if you're like a Zona 23 head. The opener with Pehe and Zigma was like 5 minutes, and it was like, there's some sick stuff, but you don't need to see it. And then there's like a 5-way with Amnesia and Lunatic Fly and a few other guys. That's fun, but like, in the context of the show with everything else surrounding it, it does not deliver to the degree that everything else is hitting. But that was kind of the show I needed to just like kick me in the pants and be like, yeah, I'm excited to watch wrestling again. I'm excited to just kind of dive back into this. And also, there's a Demus versus Lunatic Extreme Apuestas match that is extremely sick. And as you could imagine, from two of the best wrestlers of the year, if you are into hardcore lucha libre. So I had a very fun time watching that show.
So you're saying we're back?
I'm saying we're back. I'm saying
We're fucking back.
get them back. I also watched the July 14th Lucha Memes show. I had watched the first couple matches from the show a few weeks ago, and I was underwhelmed by them, but I finished it the other night. And this is still one of the lesser Lucha Memes full shows of the year. But the main event of Corsario Negro Jr., Draco, and Judas El Traidor versus Celtic King, Latino Boy, and Rey Espartano in the Rain is a pretty fun time. And I was going to watch the other Lucha Memes show that looks a lot better
Yeah, say that
from the end
has
of
a
the
really
month,
good main event.
with the really good main event that I have seen and I am going to write about with Hechicero versus Zelhua. I was going to watch the rest of that show because I've only seen the main event, but I tried putting it on IWTV, and IWTV told me, no, I'm not going to work right now. So I didn't watch it. But I am excited to watch it because it looks pretty fun.
A wrestling streaming service not working. I don't.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
All
That
right.
never happens.
Yeah.
Anything else fun and exciting?
No, I already talked about my favorite promotion in the world, JCW.
True.
I need you to watch the IWRG Lucha Libre Boom show from August 1st. So get done with July.
Yeah, I will get done with July. I've got quite a few. I've got several matches from that show highlighted for when I do get to August. So
I
We'll
feel like
get
the biggest victim of your Lucha block has been me. You want me to do just watch this whole IWRG show? I'm not going to do that. I try and it hurts. I need you. I need you to do it.
Commit to the grind, both of you.
yeah, people are crying out, Chris, tell me what Noisy Boy matches are good.
One of the top 25 wrestlers under 25.
It's true.
People are saying it. Oh, we did not talk about.
I mean, he
what's
does
it say?
he does have a higher, if it's Noisy Boy, he's got a higher hit rate than most in the promotion.
Yeah, Sam, we skipped that part. I figured we'd segue to it before to the big top.
All right, well, we'll get. All right, what have I been watching? I've been going on a U.S. indie tour on my watch list over the past week. And by last week, I do mean within the last 24 hours, because that's when I started watching wrestling this past week. We watched Darian Bankston versus Liam Gray from Action in August. Match is okay. I don't think Darian is that good. Liam Gray, totally serviceable sort of heel wrestler. Watch Beef versus Jordan Cruz from this past weekend for West Coast Pro Wrestling. Jordan Cruz is a warm body, it feels like, in this match. Beef is... I want to like him more than I do. He just does some things a certain way that really grinds my gears. And I cannot get over it. But fun match. Recommend. Match I sadly cannot recommend. Calvin Tankman versus Ron Bass Jr. from Paradigm Pro. That same show that AJ Gray versus Mad Dog happens on. Like Dan mentioned, that match I'm posting in the Discord. The past 3 shows from Paradigm, I think, are on YouTube. I don't know if they're fully done with Triller, but
I feel like a lot of places are fully done with Triller. Because Triller seemed fully done with sending checks.
Past 4 shows even.
Sam?
he's done with Triller and this podcast. Well, I almost watched that Ron Bass match.
Am I here now? There we go.
Oh, you're here. Hey.
I don't know. I was talking and I was like, Dan's being a fucking asshole.
Well, I am, but we couldn't hear you.
Couldn't hear me. Yeah, Triller not paying people except GCW, quote unquote, maybe. Unsure, unverified. Brett possibly doesn't not care if he's getting paid, as long as he's not working with Dylan Hales. So yeah, AIW isn't working with them anymore, I don't think, and a few other promotions. Paradigm might not be working with them. There was a match that I saw on the match list that I was going through from Paradigm that I wanted, but obviously is not one of the past 4 shows. So who knows if I'll be able to see it. I can't remember what it was. I thought it was a Kelvin Tankman match. It was by Beverly versus Big Beef. In XWT does not give a shit about Paradigm, nor does anywhere else, seemingly. So there you go. I used to really like Paradigm.
Paradigm apparently is done for 2024.
They had their last show in July, so you're telling me that that's just it?
No, they had their last show 3 days ago. Like they ran a show with Unsanctioned Pro in Columbus, Ohio. They said it's our final show of the 2024 season. But they don't mention Triller anywhere in there. X.com.
That is literally crazy. Also, that is not posted on Cage Match. That is not there. That's infuriating.
Yeah, Alex Daniels lost the title.
Strega.
Get the frick together, man. I'm trying to watch Paradigm Pro, and you're not helping. Anyway. What was I saying? I watched Marty Snow versus Brick Savage from PWL, Texas. Pro Wrestling Legacy, Texas. I miss the days when I could just search up any frickin' American indie wrestler and put X name versus and then the year and get dozens of matches from that professional wrestler. Brick Savage is one of the few wrestlers that holds true still today, which is good because Brick Savage is a good wrestler who happens to be a beefy man. This match, very funny. Marty Snow is wearing long tights with a karate belt thing going on. He's got a ponytail, also looks to be about 28 and severely balding. It is a peak look, and I love it. Match is good.
Marty Snow goes over? What the fuck are you talking about?
Brick is a very giving professional wrestler, is what I was about to say. In the sense that he will eat a lot of losses. Against wrestlers he probably should not eat losses against, but the matches still make him look dominant. Spoilers for the finish of this match. It's essentially Brick Savage after kicking the crap out of Marty for the whole match, missing like 3 full steam ahead like things into the turnbuckle, and then Marty hitting a spinning wheel kick. So it's kind of a out of nowhere sort of strike after Brick had slammed himself into the ring 3 separate times. So it did not feel like Marty really did it himself. More Brick beat himself up to make that happen. We talked about Tyree versus Gulak. I'm less high on it than Dan. I still think it's very much worth going out of your way to see, especially if you're interested in watching Drew Gulak. Again, I know some people are not interested in watching Drew Gulak. But I think he's still a good professional wrestler. I'm so sorry. Brick Savage versus Barrett Brown from Hot Wrestling. Again, Texas. Barrett Brown, longtime Texas vet. This match is fine. The real highlight here is, again, another spoiler. There's a taser spot in this match where Brick gets like tased for 10 seconds. And it's great. I love it. That's what professional wrestling is all about. And the last match I watched was Sergeant Alexander Paul versus Brick Savage. I'm not going to go into describing this match. You should watch it. It's a lot of fun. Alexander Paul is probably 45 to 50, yoked to the gills. He is bigger than Brick Savage. And he's a really fun heel in that match. So go watch that. It is from Fortuna, Texas Wrestling from July 12th of this year. And that's what I've been watching this week.
You need to get on IWTV and watch Brick Savage and Baracho Pro, however you say it.
I thought you were about to say
Texas
Barack
Sunday.
Obama. And I was like, that
Barack
is-
Obama Pro?
Barack Obama Pro.
He's power bombing the libs.
Now, let me be clear. I love Stud Stash.
He has a stud stash match. And then he has I watched him against who is Dmitry Alexandrov and his partner in a handicap match. Insane, I think his name is. It was a handicap like death match.
How was that?
You buy it because it's not going to change your life, but Brick Savage is awesome in it, and like you buy it because you buy that he could face 2 minute one time. And there's a stud stash cameo in that.
Good to know. 'Cause who doesn't love Stud Stash? Yeah, Brick's good. Watch Brick Savage. I am forever a American indie wrestling fan, even if a lot of it ends up being bad. I know
Barrett Brown's only 30.
That's absolutely fucking not true.
He's been around a million years.
That, unless Barrett Brown has been wrestling since he was 2 years old.
If you like Danny O'Ryan, you can book him.
He's been wrestling since 2010.
I don't know what to tell you. I'm just going off of a cage match, and they're never wrong.
He fucking must have slipped Trigger a $20 bill and said, I'm young. I'm a prodigy.
It looks like he went to. I'm now deep on his Facebook page. He went to community college in 2012. Does that math make you 30? I think it does.
It does make you 30. That's weird. I don't trust it. He's definitely one of those late in life community college goers. He is a pro wrestler after all. All right, that's what I've been watching. That's what we've been watching. Let's do a little rundown of the site for this past week. We are continuing our journey through the 25 under 25, the 25 best wrestlers under 25. We are in the top 10. We will have the final 5 wrestlers posted this week. It ends up being the biggest post of the bunch, which is amazing. We also had Quentin make a post on Monday. He reviewed a couple of lucha matches from the 80s. Absolutely go read that. He also just has a pretty great write-up of discussing like what does it mean to be a classic and things of that nature in wrestling. So I think that is worth going out of your way to see. And I can tell you that Dan, the one and only, will also have a piece going up this week that is one of the most depressing things I've ever read. So in a wrestling context. So excited for you to all read that.
That should be up if you're listening to this. Almost like I guess I'm having a hard time speaking. Wednesday at 9 is when it's going up.
a.m. EST. I was going to
Yes.
say, hey, it's gonna be up by the time you get this, but it's not. It's definitely probably
It's not. That's what tripped me up too.
because about 30 of you sickos are gonna listen to this when it comes out.
It's
and that's-
crazy.
Most of you are because you're European, which is gross. But what are you gonna do? I have no idea what we're gonna start posting next week because 2525 will be done. I will not have written anything probably. We'll see.
We'll see.
We might be starting a new project. I don't know. I don't want to promise anything yet.
Oh yeah, it's true. It's true. All right, there we go. And let's get into it. Dan, hit that music.
Okay, I'm right there, ready. Obviously. Here we go. Ready?
Dan, hit that music. Okay. It's time for the big top. Hi. All right. So what was that music?
That was Hello Zepp from the Saw films.
Saw movie's pretty good. All right, this week, in honor of Nigel McGuinness versus Bryan Danielson happening at Grand Slam, we are going to be talking about professional wrestling rivalries. Dan had proposed this topic, and you told me today, because I did not read it closely, we want to talk about the rivalries for the past 20 years. Was your thought to talk about our favorites, our least favorites, your favorites?
I mean, my thoughts were just, all of the above. I mean, I don't know if I really want to cover least favorites, but I don't know if I have my least favorites at the top of my head. Do you have like a rival that I'm actually intrigued by that? Do you have a rivalry that you hate that just like keeps popping up? That you're like, these guys again?
I mean, I guess not.
But that seems unhealthy.
It does. Nothing is sticking out in my head of like, man, why do these wrestlers have to keep wrestling one another?
Brock versus Roman.
There you go.
Oh, that's actually a good shout.
There we go. That's fair.
Yeah, I was gonna keep it more positive and be like, I can say that. I mean, I think I don't want to speak for you guys. Danielson versus McGuinness is a really good rivalry, and
Yeah, wow. You're
I'm
going
gonna go out on a limb and say
there.
they have some pretty good matches, and I'm looking forward to their match tomorrow.
Any other like extremely firm and hot takes you want to bust out there, man?
Well, my first thought when I proposed this, when I was like, well, I don't even know if I have an answer to my question, was Hero Kingston. Also going on a limb.
You're really going out on some really tough ones here, Dan.
I mean, you're the one that wanted me to say ones I hate or ones that aren't universally good. I mean, it's so good that it's universally good. I can't help it. But it kind of speaks to what you're talking about indie wrestling sucking and being terrible nowadays, is that do you have a rivalry that like Kingston Hero was, it was Chikara, it was PWG, it was IWA Mid-South, CZW, they did in Ring of Honor. When King Hero got released, they did it in the AIW, one of the best matches I've ever seen live. Is there a rivalry that's just, going through all the hot independent promotions? Because I can't think of any.
No. It just does not feel like that is the way of the world anymore. I believe, for some reason, I thought Mad Dog versus Manders was supposed to be happening in WXW. But
No, I thought it was.
okay, but that still didn't make it like the only other promotion they've done it in is St. Louis Anarchy. So I guess it's not really breaking barriers there, and taking things outside the usual in that regard. So no, it doesn't seem like there's really any rivalry that takes that mantle these days.
It looks like they are wrestling October 4th in WXW in a dog collar match.
Mazel tov. I do appreciate that they're taking that dog collar gimmick around the world now. But no, I think that is as close of something we have on the American Independence, and even that is not like some massive scale they're operating at. So yeah, that's kind of I guess for the current stuff. But
I mean, there's another obvious one, and it's one that's happened in AAA, CMLL, IWRG,
Oh,
Elite, Invasion Indie, AULL, pretty much the Crash. Like they've been in like some form in like every possible lucha indie over the past decade is LA Park and Roosh. And it will never end. It will never actually end. And that is phenomenal.
yeah, that is one of the more beautiful rivalries we have still. And I like how they get their families involved as well. As like they are the pillars of that, but pretty much now you can just attach those families to any part of that and that'll work. That'll be a match that could gain some level of interest just by pure association to that feud.
Yep.
Have Demus and Utan wrestled enough over the past decade to be considered a rivalry?
I would say so, probably. Also, I mean, the Wotan and Fishman rivalry as well, until COVID kind of cut that short, was really, really hot.
Yeah, I guess
And
that
then,
is...
Unfortunately, Wotan ended up losing his mask to Trauma instead of Fishman, which is one of... I will just think about that every day of my life for the rest of my life.
Yeah, that is one distinction, I guess, to maybe discuss is like, what's the difference between a feud and a rivalry? It's like, to me, it feels like there is a certain...
A feud feels like a moment in time, where like a rivalry is like forever.
Yeah. It's... Forever might be strong, but yes. I think that more or less kind of lands where I think there's a bit of a difference.
Yeah. A rivalry is like if these two guys were put in a ring like right now, you'd go, oh shit.
Yeah. There'd be immediate stakes to that match.
Yeah.
All right. That's very fair. Okay. So, because I want to wrap this into VP 2010's discourse. Like, what are, you think, some of the more definitive rivalries besides Park versus Roosh? Because I think that kind of ranks up there as, if not one, top 5. What are kind of like the definitive rivalries you think of the 2010s?
I mean, on the indies, we talked about like Hero Kingston, but you also have like when you had Zack Sabre Jr. and Hero, kind of that kind of rivalry as going all throughout the indies, and they were doing that match in PWG and Evolve and like, because those were like the two indie guys, and that wasn't as heated, but that was the match. Like, if you wanted to go, oh shit.
Yeah, you begin to wonder if Chris Hero's a prick because he has so many rivalries, like so many folks who consider him as like his rival. Because like Zach is not the first person that comes to mind with Chris. It's Timothy Thatcher for me. A lot of that stemming from the big WrestleMania weekend match they had. But they also
Now, does a Thatcher Makabe count? Do you consider that? Or, I mean, because they have the 6
yeah,
matches.
that's definitely a rivalry.
Yeah. And that's all. Oh, no, it's not all. The one obviously just took place, but that's 2010s. Because the problem with Hero Kingston is you only have 1 or 2 matches that take place in the 2010s.
For sure.
Between the two guys.
And I guess, there is the huge rivalry that we're all thinking about, that we're all like, who's going to say it first? Dijak versus Keith Lee. Everyone,
Of course, yeah.
Everyone was thinking it. Everyone was like,
Did I not?
I don't know about it. Yeah.
I thought I already said it. That's crazy. My mic probably cut out is the only thing I could think.
Like with Kasai versus Takeda counting there.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like I have a terrible time figuring out Big Japan and feuds and like what programs are they running, what is going on, what is that promotion building to in any significant way, because like it feels like every 6 to 8 months I'm like, oh, there's another Takeda versus Kasai matchup in some form or fashion, and it will be one of the best matches of that year, but also it feels like we'll just circle back to doing it in the not too distant future. Which is me just like not understanding the booking of that promotion on a deep level, which always made me feel like I don't know what the real stakes are here to all people involved. But that's probably a me issue. Dan, I'm going to hand it back to you to take this conversation where you will, because I know you want to talk about the past 20 years, so what you said, which puts us at 2004. But I know if you want to talk about Nigel and Danielson a little bit more, and if that rivalry.
Well, I say a lot of that was just because of Nigel Danielson. It's just like that's 20 years. We're at 20 years of that basically. I mean, the first match was in 2005, right? So that is just the first thing that popped in my mind. Is like, if you just open it up all time, it's just almost like too unwieldy. Where it's like, what are we even talking about? Just the entire history of wrestling. No, like I said, like it's almost like, how do you cover Nigel versus Danielson, because it's been covered to death, and it's just, I don't know. I don't think they have a bad match together. And I don't know, we shouldn't even talk about it, but like people talking on Twitter, which you never talk about, but people talking on Twitter about how there's no build in the match in AEW, which is like the craziest thing ever, because it's all Nigel talks about, like the entire time he's on commentary. But I don't know, it's got me excited for an AEW show, which I haven't been super excited for any of their shows in quite a while. Nigel looked great when he came back, and I'm excited to see what him and Dragon can do. I'm worried about them. I haven't watched AEW this week, but like it feels like, is there like some weird thing where they're not confirming it's happening? Does anyone know what I'm talking about there? 'Cause I feel like it was like a Nigel challenge that hasn't been answered.
Oh, yeah, I think that is the case. I think it is the case.
Okay, I say it feels like a real wrestling podcast would know for sure, but like I think that would be maybe one of the dumbest things ever if they're just like, no, it's not happening.
I think it'd be very funny. Yes.
You would enjoy that.
9 hours ago from the AEW Twitter, they make a big graphic for AEW World Champion Bryan Danielson versus Nigel McGuinness. Space. If doctors clear Bryan to fight. So we'll find out,
That's great stuff. That's great stuff.
The more I think about it, it would be really funny. I don't understand if it's not like, what's the benefit to not announcing that it's happening? Get in Tony Khan's mind. Like, how does this help?
Everyone loves a little will they, won't they sort of moment on live TV.
That's my favorite thing, is to tune in. It's like, will I get to watch what I want? Who knows?
Yeah. When I turn that show, I want to make sure like I don't know if they're going to deliver on what I came there for.
It's
Yeah,
Friends.
maybe Nigel just wrestles the Blade instead. Maybe he gets Kip Sabian.
oh my god, that's
Yeah.
the match.
Yeah, they really love it in the NBA when it's like a really, will the star player play? Will they not? Game time decision. Well, they're not playing. Thanks for showing up.
Yeah, they love. Yeah, especially when it's announced like even after starting lineups are announced, it's like scratched after.
Who is Cade? Is Cade the player that would be a problem with the Pistons if that were to happen?
Yes, that happened several times last year.
Okay, fair. I was just trying to think, like, is there any one player that anyone would be actually like upset that they missed out on watching from the Detroit Pistons? But I was like, Cade probably.
Yeah, so there were multiple games where Cade was announced in the starting lineup and then he did not play.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. So what is the best rivalry of the last 20 years in the NBA? And is it LeBron versus Skip Bayless?
Feels like a one-way feud.
I wish I could remember. I was at a Cleveland Browns game about 20 years ago, and somebody got injured, like, doing jumping jacks before the game. And, like, if I have to describe a Browns fan, it's that. We can't do literally anything right.
Oh man. What else we got? Anything else we want to talk about as far as like rivalries go?
Are you interested in the results of my poll? My very formal, very official poll.
I thought you were doing
yeah, you should probably reveal that.
Okay. I didn't just now tally the results as we were talking. I've had them done. I'm a professional. The results in a totally live, not edited and put in afterwards case of this scientific, all-encompassing poll from worst to best of the 13 Danielson Nigel matches are last place, the June 22nd, 2008 WXW show. Next is the August 25th, 2006 Epic Encounter 2 in Ring of Honor. Next is Glory by Honor 8 from September 26, 2009. Then you have the second night of the Australian show from June 2nd, 2007. Then you have Survival of the Fittest from October 19th, 2007, Ring of Honor. Then you have Ring of Honor Battle of the Best, September 13th, 2008. Then you have the first Australian match from June 1st, 2007. Then you have ROH Generation Now from July 29th, 2006. That leads us to our top 5. Weekend of Champions Night 2, April 26, 2006, where Dan Rice was in attendance. Ring of Honor Rising Above, November 22nd, 2008. In third place, Ring of Honor Unified, August 12, 2006. Second place, ROH Driven, June 9, 2007. And in first place, Ring of Honor 6th Anniversary Show, February 23rd, 2008.
Dan, that was some of the worst audio we've ever had on this show.
Yeah, I might cut that all out. I don't know why I had this. I don't know why I did this. I don't know why I did this horizontal instead of vertical.
You did it horizontal? What?
What are you doing?
Yeah, I don't do the sheets. I don't do these polls, guys. Probably gonna cut that all out and just post it on the Discord.
Yeah. Do a written piece. What are you doing?
I didn't. It doesn't. We only got 11 responses. Is that enough to do a written piece on? I don't feel like I have the data necessary.
That's fair. Run a better poll, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was just supposed to be a last minute thing. I will not be airing this, but yeah. So, guys, rivalries are really good. Are there any like WWE or AEW rivalries that anyone cares about?
Wait, shit. Where did Man Up land?
You're asking me to open that again? Are you kidding me? This is a joke.
I just need you to tell me.
Oh my god.
Wait,
Okay, I'm definitely cutting it all out. Because is there a man up match?
No, it's not man up.
Is that real life?
What's the
oh
one
my
I'm
god.
thinking of? It's
Sam.
It's all of the Go Fight Live stuff is blending up into my head. It's not man
Oh my
up.
god. You just fucking. I was like.
What is it?
I didn't even include it in the poll. I don't know, man. I have this all horizontal as a terrible sheet.
Come on. Now I gotta
Oh my
Google
God.
Danielson Go
I can.
Fight Live.
Do you want me to just? I mean, I don't have on here what aired on Go Fight Live. That's a
Come
crazy
on, you gotta
system.
know what aired on Go Fight Live.
Like what? Why would I have that noted on this poll?
I think it is worth noting. How about that? Maybe that's why you do it. Driven. We're
Oh my
driven
God.
land.
Driven was
was just
very
an actual
high.
pay-per-view, wasn't it? So it wasn't even Go Fight Live.
Yeah, that was
just
like
the one.
Yeah.
On TV.
Oh wait, I have
Time Warner
that noted
Cable.
here as pay-per-view. Driven was number 3.
That's a big deal to me. I feel like,
It would have been better, but one guy hated it.
who fucking?
But you want to know? I really should not be involved in running polls because I did not get anyone's names or emails.
Wow. So you
Great job. Great job.
So when you say someone hates it, you have no idea who.
I don't. Yeah, I couldn't tell you who voted. I mean, this could be just me and one guy doing it 10 other times.
That's so funny. Anyway,
It's
the Man
pretty
Up match
spread
is
out
great.
time wise. So if they did that, that's pretty cool. They just they came back to it a few days later and they're like, I'm gonna change my results up.
The match is great. Like there are very few rivalries at the level of Nigel.
I don't know why we're talking about this poll that I am definitely cutting.
Nigel versus Danielson, I think, is a very unique rivalry in American wrestling at this point. If they deliver at Grand Slam, just because it was a central point in the number 3 promotion in America for feeling like half a decade.
You think Ring of Honor was the number 3 promotion and not Impact? Wait. I don't know what I'm saying.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Impact was 2.
Yeah,
Impact was 2. That's how
Impact-
counting works. Guys,
Yeah.
I'm killing it today.
For the first time, Impact was actually it wasn't called Impact, it was TNA. Just so you know, it is called TNA again, Dan. You don't have to call
when
it
was
Impact.
it? When was it Impact? I felt like it was Impact in some of the time we're talking about.
I don't fucking know, but no.
In like
no,
the
it's
late
not.
2010s.
Yeah, I was gonna say, whole different decade.
It was only Impact for a very short amount of time.
What about? I know Sam's a low voter on him, but Steen Generico.
I was gonna say, no one mentioned it, so I think that bolstered my case for Steen not being very good.
Oh, you're going straight up. He's just not very good.
No, that's a wonderful rivalry.
And that's maybe the last one to go multiple different places. And then they're keeping it going. I guess. Who could know? You have to watch WWE to know, but they've definitely wrestled.
But yeah, even at like this point, I don't think it needs to go multiple different places. I do think like to be something that we would discuss on a podcast necessarily, it would need to be a central focus, something that a promotion quasi revolves around, or that promotion feels like at any second they could flip the switch and like, oh, that's the top program once again. We're back at it.
Yep.
And that very much felt very Steen and Generico, is that for the final about the ladder match, if I remember correctly, it felt like that really wasn't built too super strong. Am I completely out to lunch there? But then the match in PWG happened and they decided to flip the switch and be like, you know what, let's just do that. Or am I being completely misremembering this whole situation?
I don't have a memory to remember that kind of
Perfect. Thanks, everyone.
So
Let's just
yeah, we're
assume
good. You're good.
I pulled that one on my ass.
I assume you're right.
I
That
nailed
sounds
it.
good to me. You killed it. Great job.
Amazing. Don't fact check me. I don't need that.
Oh, how about the Carnies rivalry where they broke up?
So I'm thinking now that Tanner's gone, we don't do a podcast.
Cards back together, so I don't think it counts.
Okay. I was just thinking Steenerico, the Carnies, two of the great teams who have feuded with each other, gotten back together, destined to do this forever.
Very similar.
Oh, yeah, that's how you know it's a rivalry. Someone does that stupid meme about it.
Yeah.
And then you know it's a rivalry. How do you feel about something about Joe Punk? It's only, what, 4 times? Does that count as anything, or is it just a bunch of good matches?
It's kind of on the line.
I don't know. All right, I respect that.
Yeah, I would not necessarily count it. That's just me, though.
It's not like Punk Cena.
Ooh, it's not like Punk Cena. This is very true. Again, a rivalry that didn't need to go multiple places, Dan. So, blow it out
Punk
your butt.
Cena, Orton, come on, let's go.
There we go. Now we're talking. Any other?
What's your guys' favorite Cena Orton match?
I don't fucking know.
We all have them.
I don't got a single.
No, which one was on Go Fight Live?
Which one was on Go Fight Live? Which one had Gabe say, "How's the stream?" when it was clearly down? Which was that?
There was a Cena Punk feud match, like I think it was like 2008, where Randy Orton or Cena Punk or Cena Orton, where Randy Orton slaps him to get DQ'd, and like I don't know how old am I in that? I'm 19, way too angry about it. I was like, well then what's the point of wrestling at all? Why not just slap and get yourself DQ'd immediately? You've wrestled the guy 700 times. You knew how tonight was gonna go. I was in a dorm, like furiously typing about how stupid that finish was.
Yeah.
And I'm sad that sticks out in my brain. All right, rivalries.
We love them.
I blame you guys. I give a list of topics. Seems like that's the one. We could be drafting Evolve wrestlers right now.
We need a fourth.
Caleb Conley.
Jerick 120. We're on it, guys. Next week, Evolve draft. Hell or high water.
You just announced it. Just like that.
Evolve draft next week. One
You're being
way or
Tony
the other.
Khan right now. You don't know.
I also don't. I can't be here next week, so good luck. Evolve draft next episode. We'll see you then. All right, Dan, hit the music.
Music. I'm ready for it as always.
It's just the same exact music.
When I seamlessly cut in me reading the results of the polls, your guys are gonna look like idiots.
You should leave in the part where I say that's the worst audio we've ever done this show.
I am definitely leaving in all of the critique. And I'm going to just have me say it brilliant. I might hire a voice actor real quick.
Honestly, it'd be really funny if everyone still agrees. So
I mean, it's not going to be the best audio we've ever done. That's XPW.
That's XPW. A real history lesson we had there.
I'm honestly mad I missed it. It was really good.
All right, first question from Simon. What's the best time of day, specific hour in minute? Thanks, Chris. Do you have an answer?
Oh, my answer is 4:20 p.m., man.
All right, blaze it. Let's go. There is no 69 in the clock, which is very unfortunate. My time is 7:15 p.m. It is the best time for me to start doing something at night. Also, the last moment I will be motivated to do something any given night. If I don't start by 7:15, it's not happening. Dan?
As a guy who has a weekly podcast with you at 8 p.m., that sucks to hear.
Yeah, well, do I look all here? Am I sounding all here? Sometimes my voice just shuts off for 20 minutes at a time. And you guys are like, what's going on here? Dan, what is it? What's your time of day?
Can I say 1:30 p.m.? Because if I was gonna take a nap during the day, that would be when I would do it.
That's the perfect nap time.
Yeah. I don't always get them, but when I do, it's that time, and it's glorious.
I respect it. It is the best nap time. Marilyn, who's your favorite Transformer? Dan.
I was never a Transformer guy. I guess Optimus Prime. I don't have a good answer for this. I never watched. I think I've seen 2 of the movies and none of the TV shows.
All right. Okay. Chris.
I like Starscream.
I was gonna say Starscream as well. So now I gotta feel like I need to change mine. I don't have the lore of this.
Yeah, I'm not a big Transformers lore guy.
So that does make me feel like unequipped to be like, yeah, this is the one. Time to go back and do the research. If you have any recommendations of where to start getting into your
Transformers 2007, directed by Michael Bay.
You think now's the time?
Is now the time? Should I get into Transformers or Gundam?
Transformers.
There we go.
Michael Bay never directed a Gundam movie.
Ooh, that's so true. Sometimes I have gone through like sick-looking Transformers in the past, and it just ends up being like, yeah, this thing was here for one episode. They got beat to shit immediately, even though they looked cool as hell. So I'm gonna go with Bone Crusher.
Does Beast Wars count?
Beast Wars counts.
Yeah, those are Transformers.
Okay, I didn't watch that either. I just was wondering.
What the hell?
My little brother did. I think there's an ape that was pretty cool. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, you're correct.
I really set you up there. I'm sorry. I didn't watch Beast Wars.
Why bring it up? Now
I'm just
I
curious.
am like, should I watch Beast Wars right now during this podcast? Would that be anything? Cool. It is good that you said the monkey because that is Optimus Prime. So you are staying true to your word.
I think I said gorilla because I'm not just throwing around the word. I don't know if he's an ape.
It is a gorilla. It is a gorilla specifically.
Okay.
So, cool. Good stuff. Glad we got a lot of questions, folks. I might get halfway through this. I don't know why Henry said it might be Hama time during this. It's not really a question. It might not be in relation.
It might be
to us,
Hama time.
but it might.
I agree. It might be.
Haven, hot dogs or hamburgers?
There's no way to know for sure, but it might be.
Truly. Haven, hot dogs or hamburgers? Dan.
I saw this post recently. It probably was on our Discord because it's about hot dogs and hamburgers that said the ceiling of a hamburger is higher, but the floor of a hot dog is higher. And I think that's very true, but I still choose hamburger.
Chris.
I'm going hamburger. Right before we recorded, I chowed down on a cheeseburger.
Shout out on it hard. I can confirm.
I was hungry.
Chris, I didn't hear you one bit. So I don't know what Dan's talking about.
He listens just as well during the show as he does before the show.
Exactly. 2-1 hamburger. Hamburgers are superior. I actually don't know what you're smoking with this higher floor and ceiling crapola.
Yeah, I think hamburgers also have a higher floor.
Yeah, burger's just clear. I don't know what to tell you.
I can eat just like a hot dog out of the pack, and it's fine.
What does that mean?
I can eat a
So,
burnt
like, without
hot dog.
eating
It's
it?
fine. Yeah, I can eat a cold hot dog. It's not what I want, but I could do it. And
Well, that's
just
not
don't-
a great barometer. Hey,
I'm
I
glad-
can eat.
no, I'm
glad
without
without-
fridge,
listen.
but I won't eat raw meat. I won't eat this chuck.
But people will
beef.
cook you raw burgers, or they'll burn your burgers. And I'd rather have a hot dog than a burnt burger. I'd rather have a cold hot dog than raw meat. That's all I'm saying. I'm going out on limbs. Nigel versus Bryan are good matches, and I don't want to eat raw meat.
Yeah, I also don't want to eat raw meat, but that's neither
All right.
here nor there.
He agrees.
I'm not.
That the floor is when they're
Yeah, I
cold.
also
Eat it.
don't want food poisoning.
Someone asked. I think there's a question about our favorite Tanner memories. One time he threatened Sam with like raw chorizo, I believe.
He did. That was Tim's
That's a good
question.
one.
Favorite Tanner moments from the history of EPR.
That one's tough to beat.
I will still say him saying he could do 30 dogs in 10 minutes. I know we talk about it a lot. It is still one of the wildest things that someone has said so assured of themselves and repeated to
What?
state.
Just dug the hole deeper and deeper.
New York.
New York. All right.
Wait, what? One time I think he said, "Go Shiozaki's not a Noah wrestler."
That was.
And then 90 seconds later tried to gaslight me.
This is true. Oh, man. We had good times.
You say I only hear what I want to.
All right, next question from Cole. Favorite Canadian wrestler currently working?
Chris Benoit. Oh shit!
Oh shit.
You got me in the second half.
Is it Christian?
I say the real answer is Christian. The bit answer is Ethan Page.
Fucking shut up.
Vampiro.
All right.
You still got him for a little while longer.
He hasn't retired from every venue.
Did you see El Hijo de Santo having that match in Mexico City, his last match there, and then them announcing a return date?
Oh my God.
The
Next time for real the last time.
No. It's the last time until the next time. Are there any like good young Canadian wrestlers?
Can't imagine.
Are there any good young
Yeah. Hey, 2525? Nope.
Are any of those from Canada?
That's actually a great question.
They're all ladies from Japan.
I
don't
guess
think
Saint
any of them are
Sinners
Canadian.
are from. I mean, Sarah and Saint.
You said I can't say ladies? They're under 25. I definitely can.
Do you want to start calling girls next? What's going on, Dan?
Yeah.
What's going on?
No, I think Billy Starks, she's American.
Sinner and Saint are both Canadian.
They're Canadian? Okay. I wasn't sure if they were Canadian or from like Portland.
Yeah, correct. That's where I was like feverishly searching, and I was like, I'm fairly positive they're Canadian, but
Artemis Spencer. I like him.
there you go. You're really giving us all the big names here.
We should probably just go look who was on the last Alpha 1 card. All those names.
Well, that's not going to help you, I don't think.
Ethan Page, really good
Ethan
booker.
Page.
Ethan Page really
Space Monkey.
studied under the learning tree of John Thorne as far as booking talent goes. AKA it's shit. Well, this can't be right. Wikipedia's giving me some bad intel. Let's see. See, they said that Ricky Shane Page was one of the champions.
No, he is.
Nah.
Ethan and Ricky are like BFFs, like the wrestling geniuses coming together. Yeah, some of the highlights of this last show, you have Ricky Shane Page, you have Greg Iron, you have Dan the Dad, all of the stars.
Warhorse, Jake Parnell.
Yeah.
Oh,
Cody
I
Lane.
love 2019.
What the hell, man? Get it together. All ego, more like all ass.
Got him.
Send
What
it.
did you call Go Shiozaki one time? That's my favorite Sam memory.
Don't remember.
I don't either, so I don't think it counts as a memory.
I don't think it does either. Man. All right. I don't know if you ever want to, and if you can just tell me when to stop asking questions, by the way.
Ethan Page does do this gimmick. I can't think of it.
Karate
where
Man?
it's like
Karate Man. You're thinking of Karate Man.
Oh,
No, there's some stupid
shit
title he
gimmick.
has that Josh Bishop has where
The
like
Karate
it's
Man
always
title.
it's always in like a 6, 7, 8-way match, and it's also like a battle like over the top rope gets you eliminated. It's really dumb.
The Outer Limits title.
That's it. If Josh Bishop was the champion at one point, that's it.
Current champion is Jose the Assassin.
Oh my God, Derek Dillinger, Josh Bishop, Sammy Callahan.
All the stars.
Wait, Jose the
Oakley
Assassin is Jose the Assistant?
Oh man, this promotion rules.
Well, don't say that.
Joey
That's-
Janela, MJF, and Ethan Page is some of these highlights of this title. This is just all of the stars.
You're really making me feel good right now.
All right, ask another question, a non-Canadian question.
All right, non-Canadian. I don't know where Nightmare is from, but we'll assume he's not Canadian.
Nightmare is not Canadian.
Good for him.
He's
What's your
from
yeah?
Texas? Texas.
Cool. Good. That's, Brick Savage country. What's your favorite hashtag WrestleMania moment?
Probably when Chris Benoit won.
When Hogan slammed the Giant in front of 100,000 screaming fans in the Pontiac Silverdome, brother.
That's good. People have been saying that's where you were conceived. Is that true?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Okay.
Several years before my actual birth.
I just heard it was like a long gestation process. You were just in there for a while.
Don't call it a long gestation process.
That's the power of Hulkamania, brother.
Hey, that's the right term. You had me Googling it. Stan, what's your favorite WrestleMania moment?
I don't know.
All right.
Hulk Hogan versus The Rock. Just that match. It's a moment, baby. It's a moment.
That's a crazy pull from a guy who usually didn't care about the crowd at all.
It's a cool crowd. It's WrestleMania, baby. WrestleMania changes everything, baby. I'm gonna read steps, but I feel like this is almost more of a big top than something feel like digging into on a wacky line. Favorite and least favorite title reign of your lifetime can be wrestling or MMA. I don't really want to touch it because it feels like we could be here a while, or we could just shout one thing out and say that's it.
Yeah.
Want to
Kind of
pocket
with you.
this
I
one?
feel like I need to think about it more.
All right, let's pocket this one. We already talked about favorite Tanner memories from Tim. I don't know how to pronounce this name. Takezi. T-A-T-K-Z. T-K-Z.
AKZ.
Take
Take it easy.
Ah! All right. Good stuff. What's that game that you play that is pretty much just what we just did?
Oh, I've seen people playing on TikTok.
Yeah, me too. It's been a while, though. What's the most useless household appliance?
Here's my thing. a lot of them.
Wow. Okay, that's a hot take. What do you mean about that?
Well, like, I have a clothes iron. Is that an appliance?
No.
What's it? So is an appliance just an oven, a dishwasher, washer dryer, refrigerator? What do you consider an appliance?
I don't know, Dan. When I read the question, I was like, there's not a lot of appliances. There's not like a lot of choices for me to tell you.
Because if it's just those big ones, I like them all.
I'm a big fan.
I currently don't have a working microwave, and I'm not bothered by it.
Oh, I need the microwave. I am very lazy.
I was going to say a microwave as well, but I wasn't sure if it counted.
Home Depot's telling me that like things like blenders and coffee makers.
Yeah, those are
popcorn
appliances.
Yeah, see, that's why I was saying there's a lot of them, because like I don't need a rice cooker. I like it, but like I can make a rice on a stove. You know what I'm saying?
You think you can make a rice on a stove?
Oh, I know I can. I'm very good at making rice. They made it my last name.
All right. Did we all answer that? Chris, did you answer that?
No, I'm trying to think of like something useless that I have.
Chris is a minimalist.
I've bought more than one juicer as a guy who doesn't use a juicer.
Hell?
I do not. Yeah, I don't need a juicer. I don't use a juicer.
I at one point bought a Ninja Creamy, and it was one of the worst purchases we've made in this household.
Now this is counting immersion blenders too, according to Home Depot, and I use mine a lot.
There you go. All right.
Fully scrolling through Home Depot, so you need to carry on.
Okay, so Chris has answered. Chris, circle back with us. I want to know.
All right.
Okay. Greed. Again, another question that's probably too big for today's episode. Greatest WWE, WCW, or TNA C-show regular wrestler? They technically say slash each promotion instead of or at the end there, but do with that information what you will. Anyone have anyone jump out?
I don't know. I really like Paul London on Velocity.
That's a good shout. I like it.
Huh. A similar route, like a Brian Kendrick.
These are all a good options.
3-minute Brian Kendrick match.
What about a Fit Finley?
Ooh, a Fit
Because
Finley.
he's both ways. If he showed up on Velocity or if he showed up on main event,
Yeah.
you're excited no matter what.
Also, I'm saying for appliance, I'm gonna go with like for your freezer and ice maker, because you don't really need it. You don't need the ice maker. You can just make the ice in a tray.
I have an
nice
ice maker
to
in my
have.
freezer and a bullet ice maker. I need a lot of ice.
Yeah, but I'm just probably just making. I don't have an ice maker. It's nice to have, but I'm fine with the trays. Unless I'm having a party, I'm never just like, oh God, I need an ice maker. So there you go. That's my answer.
Yeah, my fridge has an ice maker, so I don't know. I don't need an ice maker. Thus, don't have one. Crash Holly.
Wait. Does your fridge have an ice maker, or do you not have one?
My fridge has an ice maker.
Oh.
Thus, I don't need a separate appliance of an ice maker.
I prefer the bullet ice to the ice my freezer makes.
Well, I guess the most useless household appliance is not the most useless household appliance you have. It is just...
That's true, too.
So, the ice maker, generally, I think is a useless one. Because, like, I will use my ice maker in my fridge, but when I've had it broken in the past, and I've just used trays. It's fine. Okay. Crash Holly. That's who I decided for Grace the Show wrestler.
And if you really need the ice, you can run to the store. If you're having a party, run to the store and get the ice. It's fine.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'll do
thought
that
we were getting
regardless.
I thought we were getting a Crash Holly specific question for a second. I got excited.
No, unfortunate. Okay. Who from Justice Herbert Waddy? Who's the best wrestler out of Ricky Starks, Miro, Daniel Garcia, and Zandig?
Oh,
Zandig.
Zandig. That's a stupid question.
Yep.
Sorry, I apologize, but why'd you throw him on there if you knew that's the answer?
You can't give Zandig if it's not the answer. Okay.
Say the list again without Zandig.
Ricky Starks, Miro, Daniel Garcia.
Ricky Starks.
Oh,
Daniel Garcia.
He would be my third. He would be my third. I would go Daniel Garcia or Miro, Ricky Starks.
Henry asks, if you were to put a real pro wrestler in fighting game, pro wrestler, who would you choose? Extra point for which game? Example, Jushin Thunder Liger in Street Fighter.
I'm putting Zandig in Mortal Kombat.
That's good. Your Crash made me think of, I liked Raven's run on Heat a great deal when it happened. But for this question, all I can think about, and I know this is the wrong answer, is Ultimate Ellsworth in any video game.
Yeah, that is the wrong answer.
I'm just telling you what's on my brain.
I get a different brain.
Is it he can be like Dan in Street Fighter and all of his stats are garbage.
I don't know if I quite get that one. Mad Dog Connolly in Tekken. I feel like it would be very similar to King, but I think the freneticness, it would work in Tekken versus some other games that feel a little bit more slow-paced on occasion.
What about like Brick Savage and like Skyrim?
It's not a fighting game.
Didn't they say a fighting game?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's for fighting game specific.
I can't be listening to all these questions.
But no, why would Brick Savage be in, like, what's the connection here?
I just picked like a bit. I just was thinking like
What
a
if
big
Brick Savage was in
bruising guy.
Mario 64?
I'd like that too. Yeah.
All right.
You're saying things that sound cool to me.
Jesus Christ.
He still has his like BDSM outfit on, but he's got the Mario hat. That's awesome.
Brick Savage would be a fun Saints Row character.
Video game would he not be fun in?
That's a great question.
Maybe an NBA 2K. You probably have a tough time with that one.
NBA 2K, that would be a tricky one. Sports games in general would be tough because I think you gotta put more clothes on them, and that's not what you want from Brick Savage.
I want less clothes.
Exactly, correct.
Yeah.
Last question for today. We had some other one. Well, we gotta answer past question because it's his birthday.
Second to last question for the day.
What?
Well, you said you were going to ask a question, but you have to ask Pat questions too. Or you're shelving this question and replacing it with Pat.
What would you prefer?
I don't know. You do what you got to do.
Ooh.
You're the host. Host it, do it.
We're going to skip Tim's question about feet. Tim, we will answer this question on next episode. Don't worry. I've saved it already. We got you covered. No foot left unturned. PCO's question: if you were a hot dog and you were hungry, would you eat yourself?
Yeah.
I'd be more likely to eat myself than if I was raw ground beef.
Great answer. Like, how hungry would I need to be? Like, I feel like if my life depended on me eating, sure. If I was just like, God, I could use a little snack, I'm not going to take a nibble out of myself. That seems excessive.
I do worry that it seems too easy, that like if I was stranded in the desert right now, or like it'd take a lot to like gnaw through my finger. But if it was a hot dog finger, you'd be able to just start eating it right away, and then someone comes to rescue you and you have all your fingers gone.
There you go. All right, that's the Wacky Line. And that, to me, is an episode, unless you folks wanted to go over anything else. All right.
If you're listening to this and it's past 9 a.m. Eastern time, read my piece. It's crazy for you to be this far into this fucking show and not read my piece.
It's not that crazy. Anyway, go also leave us a review on iTunes.
Pretty crazy.
Or 5 stars on Spotify. Anywhere you can leave us a review for Valiant People Radio, please do so. We also did not mention, but we have mugs. So we have merch. If you would like to help us pay for people to write for the site or just help with hosting costs, go to our link tree on our Twitter profile. We have a link
it's
to
in this
there.
podcast description as well.
It's in this podcast description. It is on our website up on the top bar, so you should be able to click that and go find our mugs. Mugs are good. I've loved my mug. Drink out of it every single day. There you go. That's it. That's all I got. Dan and Chris, any final words?
No, I think we did it.
Twins just lost. That's awesome.
Great stuff.
Go Tigers.